So, we had an absolute insane day in the National Football League. It is June 1st, 2026. And we knew we were getting an A.J. Brown trade. We knew A.J. Brown was destined to become a New England Patriot. We knew that was a give and go. It was rumored for a 2028 first round pick. We just needed to really find out the entire details. There's a financial thing that the trade couldn't be processed for cap reasons for the Eagles or whatever. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but until June 1st. And we kind of knew we were getting the A.J. Brown deal done either today or later in the week as we got closer to this month. But today was a whole different kind of unprecedented in terms of madness going on across the National Football League. The NHL took a day off, the NBA took a day off, the NFL does not have an off season. Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to 365 Analytics. And today, the webcam might look a little bit different. I know it's a little higher up. The webcam looks a little bit different. Hopefully this video comes out well. Hopefully the mic's okay. Hopefully it sounds decent. I don't know exactly how it's gonna sound. This is the first official video I am recording. I got a new computer, so um, yeah, I don't know exactly how smoothly it's gonna go. I didn't really expect to make this video today. I expected AJ Brown to get traded. I wasn't really gonna make a full video dedicated to that trade. Everybody kind of knew it was gonna happen, but in my opinion, we saw a top 10 receiver get traded today. We saw the best player in the National Football League get traded today to the Super Bowl favorites in exchange for a very young ascending pass rusher who's already a two-time Pro Bowler, and we saw one of the greatest reunion stories that you'll see in the NFL. So now, let's go over all of it. First off, this is a little bit of a smaller one, but Russell Wilson is headed to the NFL today on CBS. Presumably, I think ending his NFL career. He's saying he hasn't officially retired, but it was between this and it was between a backup job on the New York Jets to back up Geno Smith for Aaron Glenn's crew. I think he made the right decision. I think Russell Wilson's a great guy. I think that he will be great on television. I think it'll be interesting to see how he meshes with James Brown, Bill Cowher, and Nate Burleson, the rest of the CBS NFL Today crew. But obviously, amazing quarterback, 10-time Pro Bowler, I think I saw earlier. Presumably the end of an NFL career. It was a great run. And I will say, the NFL Today, let's ride. Odell Beckham Jr. is reunited with the New York Giants, back to where it all began, and it will likely end here. I saw him in practice today wearing number 3. I hope he ends up taking number 13 from Jalen Hyatt. It's poetic. Obviously, OBJ, 2010s, one-handed catch. Chris Collinsworth, that might be the greatest catch I've ever seen. Pure nostalgia. Pure nostalgia for an NFL fan who grew up in that era, so to speak. And it's a great story. It's a great story. The edits online will go absolutely crazy. But yeah, great story. Obviously, the questions around Malik Neighbors' health. They also brought in Juju Smith-Schuster and Braxton Berrios. So they brought in 3 wide receivers for a workout and signed all 3 of them. So that kind of tells me that they have questions about Malik Neighbors' health. They do not know if he'll be ready for week 1, and they want to load up that wide receiver room. So I don't know. Very interesting signing. I hope he does something. OBJ, obviously nostalgic. Been one of the great guys in the NFL for a long time. Arguably made the most iconic catch in the history of football. Whether you think it's the best catch ever or not, besides the point, but great story. OBJ back to the Big Apple. And the biggest trade of the offseason. The boogeyman is out of the AFC North. I used to pray for times like this. Myles Garrett, in my opinion, the single best player in the National Football League. He will be, I'll say it right now, when the top 100 comes out, when I release my rankings this summer, later in June, later into July, and I do my top 100 for the finale, he will be number 1. This is the best player in the National Football League. Defensive Player of the Year, the all-time sack single season king, already a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best Cleveland Browns in the history, and he's just approaching 30 years old, if not just turned 30, but a bombshell. Kind of came out of nowhere, not totally out of left field, but requested a trade last offseason, ended up signing the extension last offseason, plays a year with Cleveland, and he gets traded this offseason. The rumors kind of started this morning of him potentially getting moved. I saw a clip of a Cleveland radio show saying, "Oh, the deal is done. The deal is done with the Rams. Blah blah blah. June 1st." But Myles Garrett is a Los Angeles Ram, and he joins the Super Bowl favorite Sean McVay, already a top 10 defense last year. He's rushing alongside Byron Young, who's another good defensive end in his own right. Jared Verse, a 2027 first, a 2028 second, and a 2029 third, I believe was the package that go to Cleveland. All in all, decent return for Cleveland. Can't hit on him that much to get Jared Verse, who's basically another first round pick in itself, an ascending young defensive end who still has a lot of good play ahead of him, and it's not even at its prime yet, in my opinion. They also get a first, they get a second, and they get a third. So Cleveland's obviously trying to build for the future. We'll see about the quarterback situation. Obviously, still a big question mark, but man, the best player in the league is finally out of Cleveland, and obviously, this makes the Rams the clear cut Super Bowl favorites. If they weren't already, I already thought they were the Super Bowl favorites. You have one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. You have the defending MVP. You have Sean McVay, your head coach. You have Kyron Williams and Blake Corum in the backfield. You have a top 10 defense. You have Chris Shula, your defensive coordinator, who's an aspiring head coach candidate for next year. So, outstanding trade. Les Snead and Sean McVay do it again. The F them picks mantra, and Myles Garrett is a Los Angeles Ram. And at last, we knew it was happening, but A.J. Brown teams up with Drake May and New England Patriots, reunites with Mike Vrabel, who was his coach in Tennessee, and is officially a New England Patriot. This trade was rumored probably since March at this point. It was kind of like already done, but it wasn't done because of financial reasons. June 1st. That's besides the point. I don't talk about that much on this channel, but Eagles, they trade A.J. Brown to the Patriots, selected Mekhi Lemon on draft night. You kind of knew that this was coming in that direction. They traded for Dontavian Wicks from the Packers. They brought in Samori Toure from a free agent, a former Packer. Obviously had Devontae Smith slotting into that wide receiver one role now. So it is a 2028 first round pick, which is not this next draft. The draft after that, we have no clue the Patriots will be picking. We'll see how good they are, yada yada yada. But and a 2027 fifth round pick going to Philly. All in all, good return for both teams. New England, you're already contender. You're probably the AFC favorites. You're the defending AFC champions, whether you like it or not. I don't like the Patriots, so whether you like it or not, they're probably the favorites in the AFC. Everybody likes to talk about the schedule last year, when I agree that there's some smoke behind that talk. They have a tougher schedule this year. We'll see how they respond. But you have Mike Vrabel head coach. You have A.J. Brown now. You have Romeo Doubs in that room. So I don't know. It should be a very, very deep wide receiver room. We still have guys like Pop Douglas. You still have Kayshon Boutte. Like, there is a ton of guys in that room. And the defense is still good. Christian Gonzalez, one of the best corners in the league. They have guys there. So, yeah, this is a great move for both sides, I think. Philly got a good return. New England gets their bona fide number one wide receiver. And, yeah, so it was a crazy day. A little bit of a shorter video here, I know, but I just wanted to kind of recap the moves, give my reactions. Yeah, we have the NBA Finals coming up on Monday, so I assume on Wednesday, on Monday. On Wednesday, it's Monday today. On Wednesday, we have the NBA Finals coming up, so I assume on Wednesday I will have a video out on Wednesday afternoon previewing and picking the NBA Finals, my predictions and breakdowns for the matchup between the Spurs and the Knicks. Should be a great NBA Finals. I think it's probably going to go 6 games at the absolute minimum. 2 teams that are coming in, playing with some fire right now, so we'll talk more about that later in the week, but if you guys did enjoy today's video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more content exactly like this. And without further ado, I'll see y'all later.